Thank you, and well done to the Peak Asset Management team for putting on such a good conference. It's a pleasure to be presenting Aura to you this afternoon. Aura Gold is a Western Australian based and Western Australian focused gold explorer and developer centred around the Meekatharra region in Western Australia. So we're an advanced gold explorer. We have resources sitting on granted mining leases, so with native title agreements in place, and we're growing those resources. We're surrounded by mills that are hungry and looking for feed, and importantly, we're very high grade. So when these mills are currently in the position of trucking ore from hundreds of kilometres away, and it's a third the grade of ours, we think we're fairly well placed to strike a deal to get our project into production. So just looking at this map of the Yilgarn Colony in Western Australia, which is the key sort of geological block where a lot of our gold comes from. On the western side of that block is the Murchison region, and there's a series of greenstone belts in that region which are prospective for gold. So in and around Meekatharra and Kew, there's around 35 million ounces of known gold mineralisation and ore resources, and about 7 million ounces of past production. So we're just to the north of Meekatharra, which is a good place to operate when you're a gold explorer. The local community very much understands what we're about. So we'll be mainly talking today about the Garden Gully Gold Project and a prospect within that project, Crown Prince, which is high grade and our focus. Aura Gold has been listed for some time, but I joined the company in February, and we've been picking up the pace of exploration since then. So just turning to the key stats on Aura. So it trades under the ticker OAU. We're capped at around $38 million. We have 2.3 million cash, which sees funded for the short term for what we want to do, and nil debt. The reason I include that in this slide is because the company did have some debt that we cleaned up earlier this year via recapitalisation. The top 20 shareholders speak for about 50% of the total shares outstanding, and we have about 3,200 shareholders. We've got an active program to build our institutional shareholder base and gain market support. We are well supported by both Canaccord and Argonaut and others. We've got several research houses and research analysts looking at us with a view to commencing coverage. The board is an experienced board, so Rick Crabb, Frank DeMarto, Mel Randall, and then myself, CEO, and then there's a very capable exploration team underneath the executive team. So a little bit of geology on the broader picture. So this is an image of the area around the northern Murchison, so around Meekatharra, and with our tenement package or tenure package overlaid. So the greenstone belts that you can see on that map are the key areas to go looking for gold. And you might not be able to see it from the back of the room, but there are several different colours of those tenements that are outlined on that map. So ours is the most westerly, so over the Abbott's greenstone belt, and that's outlined in the yellow colour. And then we've got blue, West Gold, green, Great Boulder, red, Meeker Minerals, and further to the south, Odyssey. So we've got a 677 square kilometre package, which is a huge package for Western Australia and particularly for this area, and it covers the main parts of the Abbott greenstone belt that we think there is that's prospective for gold. So there's a large shear zone called the Abernathy Shear Zone, which runs up the southeastern side, and all of our gold occurrences and gold prospects along that trend. As I previously mentioned, we've got mining leases over the key areas, and I'll spend a bit of time talking about Crown Prince, which is in the central part of our tenement package. Just before I move on from this slide, the nearest processing plant is Bluebird, which is owned by Westgold, but there's also Ramelius owns the Mount Magnet processing plant around 180 kilometres to the south of us. And Catalyst owns the Platonic gold processing plant, which is about 180 kilometres north of us. So there's 3 operating mills and 4 mills on care and maintenance within trucking distance from our project. So zooming in on Crown Prince, what sets Crown Prince apart is its grade. So you can see here some recent intercepts. So 40 metres at 16 grams from 75 metres, 17 metres at 12.5 grams from 96 metres, 16 metres at 37 grams from 146 metres. So these are spectacular grades, and we're looking forward to wrapping a resource around all this high grade drilling that's been done over the past 6 months. So this is an aerial photo, or it's a Google Earth image actually, with the shape of the mineralisation overlaid and also showing some drill pierce points with grades, which you're probably not going to be able to see from the back of the room. But there are 2 ore bodies here, the main ore body, which is on the left-hand side or the western side, and we abbreviate that to MOB, and then the southeastern ore body, because it's to the southeast of MOB, which we abbreviate to SED. So these are 2 ore bodies which sit in an area that's around 300 metres by 250 metres. And it's gold mineralisation hosting sheared quartz veins and sheared dolerite, and they've then been folded and contorted and twisted. So we have done a lot of drilling to understand the shape and the grade variability, but it's looking like it pretty much hangs together, as a commercial venture from what we're seeing so far. So there's between 400 and 600 ounces per vertical metre in the main ore body, the MOB, and around 800 to 1,000 ounces per vertical metre on average of gold in the southeastern ore body. So together, a 1,500 ounces per vertical metre type ore body that sits in one pit, with a conceptual underground. So that looks very much like a mine from the current stage of understanding. So sitting on a granted mining lease with native title in place, that all helps. And from here, we're understanding the metallurgy, the geotechnical aspects, and all the other aspects that need to go into to potential mining. So that work's ongoing, but a key valuation milestone will be our initial resource, which is due out before the end of this year. So late November, early December, that's going to be a key piece of news that we're all looking forward to publishing. So I'm now just going to show you a cross section through the southeastern ore body, and we'll be looking to the north. We'll be looking to the northeast. So this cross section shows 2 main zones of ore, one dipping to the northwest and one dipping to the southeast. The southeastern part of the SED ore body is the main, what carries most of the gold. So what we see there, I'll just highlight a couple of holes. So we first drilled the deepest first serious hole that we stuck into this ore body, returned 6.5 metres at 26 grams per tonne from 127 metres. And then we followed that up with an up dip RC hole, 550, which returned 17 metres at 12.5 grams from 96 metres, and then a hole down dip on that structure, which returned 16 metres at 36 grams. So we're liking what we're saying. It's relatively continuous grade for a gold ore body. It looks like a true width around 6.5 metres, which is a good mineable width. So the southeastern ore body is generally higher grade than the main ore body, and so that really changes the economics of this project. So this is what the ore looks like in fresh rock. So this is the 551 intersection, so 16 metres at 36.8 from 146. So it's fresh rock. The gold mineralisation is hosted in a sheared dolerite and quartz vein. Carbonate alteration gives it that brown colour. It looks very clean from a metallurgical point of view, but we're undergoing tests. There's detailed test work underway on that now. But the early stage test work that we've done certainly looks very good, with leachable recoveries around 97%. So where to from here? So we've drilled 9,000 metres in the last quarter. It's been busy. We're drilling all the way up to Christmas, and we'll have a resource out before the end of the year as well. We've drilled the ore body down to around 150 metres, and we understand that well, and it's still very much open along strike and down dip, so plenty of growth yet to come. So just when we think about how big this could be, we look next door. We look from the central body to the main ore body, which is better understood, and that's open at 260 metres with best intercept of 8 metres at 22 grams. And further afield, we look down into the West Gold assets down near Kew. You've got mines like Great Fingal, and Golden Crown, which are very well endowed and down to a depth of 750 metres. So while Crown Prince is our focus, we've recently tripled our land holding, and we'll be working on that next year as well. So from here, we look at building the project to scale and progressing discussions with nearby mills to commercialise Crown Prince and then our broader Garden Valley project. So we're high grade and there's plenty of mills in the area, and we'll continue to grow the resource as we're progressing those discussions. Thank you.
Questions for Alex? I'll kick it off. Alex, you recently expanded your footprint in which was already an extremely vast area. Can you talk to the strategy there while you're aggressively drilling your maiden project?
Yes, so it was opportunistic. So we applied that off Seeker Resources, and I've known the team at Seeker for a while, and known them for years, and they just had too many projects on their plate, and we considered it to be good value. $1.4 million acquisition, in an environment where Ramelius just bid, for Musgrave, and we couldn't see an opportunity to get that ground, if we let that opportunity pass for that sort of value. It's around 20% of our overall spend would be on regional, including our the ground that we did hold and the new ground, with 80% of our funding going towards Crown Prince.
And I might just jump in once again. I mean, you obviously have a finger on the pulse with what's happening on the ground. We've seen a fair bit of M&A activity in the space, namely Newmont getting involved with a few juniors, which we haven't previously seen over the last decade. Do you see a continuation of this? Is there an appetite for M&A?
Well, absolutely. So the Aussie gold price is at or near all-time highs. So the producers are making very, very good money. And you can see that, Ramelius' share price is up by 40% in the last 3 months. West Gold as well, and all the explorers who are dependent on the capital markets, with a relatively tough market, they've been sort of derated while the producers have been re-rated positively. So in the end, the people with earnings leverage who are getting re-rated and positively re-rated take the decision to acquire the explorers because it's cheaper for them to buy than discover ounces. So I think that's a trend that's likely to continue while you've got that divergence in valuations.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Alex.
Thanks.